Warning, this video contains spoiler alerts.
From novel, to manhwa, to anime, and being crowned the best anime of 2025, Solo Leveling has a lot to offer in terms of being dynamic and action-packed, to being warm-hearted and selfless. In this video we will be reviewing Season 2 of Solo Leveling. This is only part 2 of a 3-part review with 1 video per season. I hope you enjoy and be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this and much more. Now let's get right into it. In Part 1, we reviewed the events of Season 1 of Solo Leveling, the theme songs and my favorite moments of Season 1. If you missed the video, a link will be down in the description below. Today, we'll be doing the same for Season 2. Season 2 is where all the questions start coming in. What is the system hiding from Jinwoo? What is the player? What happened to Jinwoo's father during the 10 years he was trapped in a gate? What war were they talking about? Who is the ultimate one and coming disaster Jinwoo's father mentioned? And who are the mysterious two who came to Jeju Island, following Jinwoo's power to find him? This is where the build-up of the story begins, moving into the climax. Season 2 consists of 6 arcs and 61 chapters of the manhwa. The latter half of episode 25 takes place in chapter 108, which is the beginning of Season 3. In Red Gate Arc, chapters 46 to 55, it starts off with Jinwoo attending his sister's teacher conference, but he was exhausted from the job change quest. He decided to change his appearance and attended the meeting, where Jina was not sure if he was her brother and the other students were shocked to see him with her. After the meeting, Jina's teacher asked Jinwoo if he could do her a favor by talking to a friend of Jina's, Sonny Han. Jinwoo goes over to meet her and introduces himself as Jina's brother. He takes her to a gate, where some hunters from the White Tiger Guild were going to raid, to observe what happens in a gate so he can show Sonny that being a hunter isn't easy. But the gate turned into a red gate and the raid party was trapped in a winterland, where ice elves were targeting them. The raid team splits into 2 groups, with the A-rank hunter leading the stronger hunters through the open while Jinwoo led the weaker hunters through the forest. He provided for them for a week inside the dungeon, since 1 day inside the gate is equal to 1 hour outside the gate. Jinwoo uses his new shadow soldiers to defeat the ice bears and turn some of them into his soldiers. He fights the ice elves when they came after them, after they defeated the other group of hunters, and the A-rank hunter became delirious to the cold. This is when Jinwoo starts to find some clues as to what the gates really are and why monsters are intent on killing humans. But he wasn't considered a human to them. Jinwoo was attacked by both the leader of the Ice Elves and the A-rank hunter, and he used Igris to kill the A-rank and turn him into a shadow soldier to defeat the Ice Elf leader. The gate then closed after Jinwoo and the others came out. This was the first time that Jinwoo met Hunter back, and he did not know that Dongsu had come for him, since he left to return to America to handle a problem. After that, Jinwoo brought Sonny home and picked her up a few hours later to go on raids with Jinho, who thought that Jinwoo and Sonny were in a relationship. In Demon Castle Arc, chapters 56 to 61, Jinwoo and Jinho start raiding dungeons, and have a meal together afterwards to celebrate completing 20 raids together. Jinho brought up how Jinwoo was more of a brother to him than his real brother was, and Jinwoo agreed to that. Jinho then goes to his father with his guild master's license and was allowed to compete with his brother, on the condition that he could get Jinwoo to join their company's guild. While that happened, an incident in the US occurred, where Jinwoo's father, Jinwoo Sung, appears from a gate and is taken into custody by the Bureau of Hunters in America. They call Dongsu to interrogate him since he was of Korean origin and an S rank. But things go wrong when Jinwoo's dad is provoked by Dongsu's threats to his family and claiming that Jinwoo was dead. They fought and left a piece of the surrounding city in ruin, with Dongsu being defeated and Jinwoo's dad escaping to Korea. Afterwards, Jinwoo returns to the Demon Castle. He was at level 20 when he first came, and now he's at level 60. He collects the 10,000 demon souls he needed to progress through the tower's 100 floors and levels up as he goes along. He and his shadow soldiers face 2 bosses and acquired 2 of the 3 ingredients for the elixir of life. Then leaves the remaining 25 floors for next time, since his rations had finished by the 75th floor. In Retesting Arc, chapters 61 to 64, Jinwoo goes to the Hunters Association to reevaluate his rank so he can be qualified to enter higher ranked gates. During the test, his reading becomes immeasurable as an error message kept appearing 3 times. This was when he's first introduced to Hunter Choi of the Hunters Guild. An agent from White Tiger was also there and called Hunter back when he first saw Jinwoo enter the building, which caused Hunter Beck to run all the way from headquarters to the association just to meet Jinwoo. But Jinwoo wasn't interested in Hunter Choi, and Hunter Beck just missed him when he arrived. Later, Jinwoo goes to visit his mother in the hospital and Manager Woo introduces him to Chairman Go, who offers him to join the Hunters Association so the balance and power between the 5 guilds, Hunters, White Tigers, Reaper, Fane, and Knights, would not be disturbed. But Jinwoo refuses since he knew he would not be able to level up anymore, because the association only deals with D and E rank gates. Jinwoo wanted to continue fighting monsters. After that, Donsu wakes up in the hospital, recovering from his battle with Jinwoo's father, and wanted revenge. In Hunters Guild Gate Arc, chapters 65 to 75, it introduces the Hunters Auction, where Jinwoo tries to decide whether to sell the Sphere of Avarice or not, while looking for new gear to continue the remaining 25 floors of the Demon's Castle. Then he comes across an ad for workers in a mining team for a gate being raided by the Hunters Guild's primary strike squad, where both Hunters Choi and Cha were present. Big raids in high-ranked dungeons require a strike team to defeat the monsters, a mining team to dig up the mana crystals, and a collection team to gather all the dead monsters' carcasses. Jinwoo gets tempted to take on the boss while he mines, and runs into Hunter Cha. This was the first time they met each other, and where the love story begins. After a day of work, Jinwoo was offered to work another day, but with the Hunters Guild's secondary strike team. Jinwoo offers to be their carrier since the original didn't show up. Hunter Cha grows curious about Jinwoo and asks for his file, but the association had his profile under lock and key. So she goes to the raid where Jinwoo went on. Manager Woo also came to meet Jinwoo with others agents. During the raid, they were trapped in by a powerful High Orc Mage boss, which Jinwoo had no choice but to fight since the strike team could not. Jinwoo then turns them into his shadow soldiers. Hunter Cha, Manager Woo and all the other hunters present were bewildered by his power, and Jinwoo leaves with the surveillance team. In Return to Demon Castle Arc, chapters 76 to 89, Jinho meets Jinwoo and asks him if he would join his company's guild as his father wanted him. But Jinwoo turns him down since there was no freedom in running a guild. Jinho returns home to tell his father that he couldn't get Jinwoo to join them, but he wanted to join Jinwoo in establishing his own guild. Jinho then moved out, and his father was also diagnosed with eternal sleep disease. Later, Jinwoo heads over to the association's headquarters for his reassessment, and comes across a press conference for an actor who recently became an A-ranked hunter. But Jinwoo ignores that and walks up to the entrance. The bodyguard stopped him, but Chairman Go came to let him in personally, and Manager Woo guarded the entrance. Hunters Beck and Choi were also there to try to get him to join them, after he saved both of their guild members in separate raids, but he still refused since he was more focused on finishing the Demon's Castle. Hunter Taegyu Lim of the Reaper Guild was also there, but he and Jinwoo didn't have a direct interaction with each other. Jinwoo revealed his power to the Evaluator and Chairman Go, and was classed as a mage type, keeping his assassin type abilities hidden. After mistakenly walking out the wrong doors and revealing himself to the press, he was announced as South Korea's 10th S-rank on a live stream, which shocked his sister. When all the press calmed down a few days later, Jinwoo returned to the Demon's Castle to clear the remaining 25 floors, after visiting the Hunter's Auction to buy new gear. He then encountered demon nobles who were guarding the entry permit to the 81st floor, and Jinwoo uses the nobleman's daughter as a guide to the top floor, where he battles the demon monarch who betrayed the former Shadow Monarch near the end of the Great War. After receiving the final ingredient for the elixir of life, he hurried over to the hospital his mother was recovering at and gave her the elixir, which healed her wounds and cured her disease. While that happened, Hunter Beck met with a retired S-rank healer, B. Young-gu Min, to catch up before he heads out to the 4th Jeju Island raid. The evolved ants from Jeju Island also made landfall on one of Japan's small islands, which killed 294 people and injured 6 of the 108 hunters that went after it. South Korea and Japan made an alliance, and a warning was sent to put all neighboring countries on high alert. The Guild Master of the Drawn Sword Guild meets with the association to discuss a strategy and offers 10 S ranks, including himself, Ryuji Goto. In Jeju Island Arc, chapters 90 to 107, after Jinwoo's mother woke up and Jina came to see her, the doctors were amazed by this, but discharged her as Jinwoo and Jina wanted. They come home to find their apartment in a mess because of Gina and cleaned up the place. His mother asked if there was any news about their father, but Jinwoo told her that they did not hear any news of him. Jinwoo actually held some resentment against his father for leaving them, but did not fully understand what happened to him. He then gets a call and meets with the chairman to discuss his participation in the Jeju Island raid. But they were interrupted by the S ranks who were training nearby. Jinwoo goes over to gauge their power during a free-for-all match, which Japan won. Jinwoo also met Dong Okma of the Fame Guild and the Guild Master from the Knights Guild, but they don't interact directly. Goto then became suspicious of Jinwoo, questioning whether or not he was a mage. He challenged Jinwoo to a match, but it quickly escalated and needed to be stopped since they could get seriously injured. Hunters Beck and Cha held Jinwoo back before he could get carried away with the fight. We then see Baru, the first shadow soldier to speak, being hatched from his egg, and the raid on Jeju Island begins. Byung-gu also joins the fight, and an A-rank hunter as a cameraman hosts the live broadcast for everyone to see. The Japanese hunters draw out the ants to lure as many as they can out of the nest so the Korean hunters can enter. Things go well as they reach the queen ant, but Baru started attacking the Japanese hunters first, killing them until only 3 remained. He sensed the queen was in danger and took control of the ants after a black box disrupted the interference signal that was used to disrupt the ants' hive mind and communication across the island. This was a plan to wipe out the Korean S ranks by the Japanese Hunters Association chairman, so Goto could be recognized as a national rank hunter like Thomas Andre of the Scavenger Guild. National rank hunters are hunters who cleared S rank dungeons and are powerful enough to destroy a country. Goto was easily killed by Baru, since he was the most powerful human on the island at the time. Baru wanted to fight the king of the humans and sent all the ants to attack the Korean hunters when he returned to find the king. They were all defeated and Hunter Cha was seriously injured, with no healer to help them recover since Byung-gu was already dead. When they were cornered, the shadow soldiers stepped in to protect them and Jinwoo used Shadow Exchange to reach the island. He healed everyone but Hunter Cha since her wounds were too severe for potions. He fought Baru and defeated him, then used Shadow Extraction to revive Byung-gu's shadow to save Hunter Cha, since there was no time left and the cooldown for another Shadow Exchange was still in effect. When they all left, Jinwoo remained behind to extract Baru's shadow and destroy the last of the egg chamber and ants. He then reached level 100. After finishing up the last of the ants on Jeju Island, a funeral was held for those who died and Hunter Beck told Jinwoo to hold his head high since he ended this tragedy despite what the people say. Jinwoo then met Chairman Go who wanted to know his plans for the future and he asked for the chairman's approval to start his own guild, which he receives. Jinwoo was then asked to clear a gate that appeared on his way home, which turned into another red gate. The ants had also reached China but their hero defeated them. While the funeral was going on, the Knights Guild remained on Jeju Island to patrol and came across the Beast Monarch and Frost Monarch who were looking for Jinwoo, the Shadow Monarch. Jinwoo's father had also arrived on Jeju Island and kept his eye on them. The American Bureau of Hunters became interested in Jinwoo and wanted to bring him over to the US, but were worried that their alliance with South Korea would be strained for taking another S-rank hunter from them. Even though the original theme song for Season 1 was iconic, Season 2's theme song was even better, and so was its ending. You cannot be a fan of this show and skip either the intro or outro of each episode of Season 2. The intro demonstrates themes of rebirth and vengeance. The title of the song itself signals Jinwoo's second awakening as he embraces his darker powers. The opening features pomegranates, a reference to Greek mythology, Persephone's descent into the underworld, symbolizing Jinwoo's binding to the world of death and shadows. The lyrics reflect his growing resolve and the burden of power. The outro demonstrates themes of isolation, sacrifice, and the cost of power. The ending visuals showed Jinwoo walking alone in a white castle, eating grapes, and watching wine spill like blood, symbolizing his detachment from humanity and the sacrificial nature of his role. The contrast between his past self, frantic, desperate, and present self, stoic, powerful, underscores the emotional toll of his evolution. But I really liked how they ended Season 2 with Season 1's opening theme song. Now, for my favorite moments of solo leveling, Arise from the Shadow. The most action-packed scene would be the battle between Jinwoo and Baru, as more than just defeating the enemy was at stake. With both sides anxious and time was running out, this fight becomes intense as too much is put on the line. The best moment, to me, of Season 2 would be when Jinwoo's mother woke up. I'm not sure why people did not like this emotional scene when it was basically Jinwoo's only purpose for becoming a hunter and leveling up in the first place. Without that motivation of curing his mother, he wouldn't be where he is now. The most comedic moment I think for Season 2 lies in Jinwoo being oblivious. For example, Jinho thought that Jinwoo and Sonny were in a relationship, and Jinwoo did not catch on to what he was talking about. The aura moment for Season 2 would be Baru's aura, when he entered the Queen's chambers to fight the Korean hunters. It was the best as it showed Baru's dark and destructive power, as if he was made to be part of Jinwoo's shadow army. Alright guys, this is the end of part 2 of Solo Leveling Review. Next time we'll be looking at a preview for Season 3. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be notified of part 3.